Frozen Shadows, The Mystery of San Telmo. Chapter 1. An Ominous Beginning. In the annals of maritime history, few tales are as shrouded in mystery and dread as that of the San Telmo. The year was 1819, and the Spanish warship, a 74-gun vessel under the command of Captain Rosendo Porlier y Asteguieta, was bound for the Pacific Ocean. It was a time when the vast southern oceans remained largely uncharted, their icy waters concealing secrets that man had yet to uncover. The San Telmo, carrying 644 men, was part of a fleet sent to reinforce Spanish positions in South America during the Wars of Independence. As the ship ventured further south, it encountered a monstrous storm near the treacherous waters of Cape Horn. The tempest raged with unprecedented fury, and the San Telmo was soon separated from the rest of the fleet. Battling against nature's wrath, the ship drifted perilously close to the icy continent of Antarctica. Survivors' accounts from the rest of the fleet spoke of seeing the San Telmo struggling in the storm before it vanished into the freezing mist. With no further sightings, the ship was presumed lost, a tragic victim of the unforgiving Southern Ocean. Yet the story of the San Telmo did not end there. Chapter 2. A Cold Discovery. Nearly 2 centuries later, in the year 2000, an international expedition to the Antarctic Peninsula stumbled upon a chilling discovery. The researchers, led by Dr. Edward Hart, were on a mission to study the effects of climate change on the continent's ice shelves. Their journey took them to a remote icebound bay, where they found the remains of an ancient ship partially encased in the glacier. Initial surveys identified the wreck as the San Telmo. The team's excitement at this historic find was tempered by the eerie atmosphere that surrounded the site. The ship's wooden hull, preserved by the cold, was remarkably intact, but the scene felt strangely ominous. The ice seemed to clutch at the ship with a malevolent grip, as if trying to keep its secrets hidden. Dr. Hart and his team began to carefully excavate the site, uncovering artifacts that spoke of the ship's final days. They found weapons, navigational tools, and personal belongings of the crew, but no human remains. It was as if the crew had vanished into thin air. Among the artifacts was a tattered journal, its pages brittle and yellowed with age. Chapter 3. The Journal of Captain Porlier. Dr. Hart carefully translated the journal, revealing the final, harrowing entries of Captain Porlier. The entries spoke of the storm that had driven the San Telmo off course and the desperate attempts of the crew to navigate the icy waters. The captain described how the ship had been trapped in the ice, the crew forced to abandon the vessel and seek refuge on the ice floes. The journal entries grew increasingly frantic, detailing the crew's struggle for survival in the hostile environment. The men faced starvation, hypothermia, and the ever-present danger of the ice cracking beneath them. But it was the last entry that sent chills down Dr. Hart's spine. September 16, 1819. The ice groans beneath us, and the cold is beyond bearing. We are not alone in this frozen wasteland. Something stirs beneath the ice, a creature of unimaginable size and ferocity. It has taken several of my men, dragging them into the depths. We call it the Ice Kraken. I fear we are doomed, for there is no escape from this frozen hell. Chapter 4. The Ice Kraken. The notion of a monstrous creature lurking beneath the ice seemed absurd, a product of the crew's desperate and delirious state. Yet the researchers could not dismiss the journal's account entirely. The ice-covered continent of Antarctica held many secrets, and its isolation had fueled countless legends over the centuries. Determined to uncover the truth, Dr. Hart's team conducted a series of sonar scans and ice core drills around the wreck site. To their astonishment, the scans revealed large, moving shapes beneath the ice. These anomalies were unlike anything they had seen before, suggesting the presence of a massive living entity. As the team probed deeper, strange occurrences began to plague the camp. Equipment malfunctioned, food supplies mysteriously disappeared, and eerie sounds echoed through the frozen landscape at night. The researchers, once skeptical of the journal's account, now felt a growing sense of unease. The Ice Kraken, it seemed, was more than just a sailor's tale. Chapter 5. Descent into Madness. The team's geologist, Dr. Michael Graves, became particularly obsessed with the idea of the Ice Kraken. He spent long hours alone, studying the sonar data and exploring the ice caves near the wreck. His colleagues noticed a change in him. He grew increasingly withdrawn and agitated, muttering to himself about the creature beneath the ice. One night, Dr. Graves disappeared. A frantic search ensued, but he was nowhere to be found. His tent was undisturbed and his equipment lay untouched. The only clue was a set of footprints leading towards the ice caves. Reluctantly, Dr. Hart and a small group of researchers ventured into the labyrinth of frozen tunnels. Deep within the ice, they found Dr. Graves. He was standing at the edge of a vast frozen lake staring into its depths. The ice beneath his feet was thin and transparent, and something massive moved below. The researchers watched in horror as a gigantic tentacled creature rose from the depths, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. Dr. Graves turned to his colleagues, his face a mask of terror and awe. "It is real," he whispered. "The Ice Kraken is real." Before anyone could react, the ice cracked and Dr. Graves was pulled into the freezing water by the creature's tentacles. Chapter 6, The Escape. Panic set in among the remaining researchers. They fled the ice caves, their minds reeling from the encounter. Back at the camp, Dr. Hart made the decision to abandon the expedition. They had to get off the ice and back to safety, but the journey to their ship was fraught with danger. As they trekked across the ice, the sounds of the Ice Kraken echoed around them. The creature seemed to be everywhere, its presence an ever-looming threat. The team moved as quickly as they could, their fear driving them forward. The ice cracked and groaned beneath their feet, and more than once they narrowly avoided falling into the freezing water below. Finally, they reached their ship and set sail, leaving the haunted bay behind. The journey back to civilization was a blur, the team haunted by the memories of what they had seen. Dr. Hart knew that their discovery would change the way the world viewed Antarctica, but he also knew that some secrets were best left buried. Chapter 7, The Cover-Up. Upon their return, Dr. Hart and his team reported their findings to the authorities. The scientific community was stunned by the discovery of the San Telmo, but the account of the Ice Kraken was met with skepticism. Fearing a public panic, the government classified the details of the creature and the events that transpired on the ice. The official report on the expedition was sanitized, omitting any mention of the Ice Kraken. The San Telmo was declared a historic shipwreck, its discovery celebrated as a significant archaeological find. The artifacts recovered from the site were displayed in museums, but the true story of the ship and its crew remained hidden from the public. Dr. Hart and his team were sworn to secrecy, their silence ensured by threats and bribes. The expedition members drifted apart, each haunted by their own memories of the Ice Kraken. Some turned to alcohol, others to therapy, but none could fully escape the horrors they had witnessed. Chapter 8, The Legacy of San Telmo. Years passed, and the story of the San Telmo and the Ice Kraken faded into obscurity. Yet the mystery of the ship and its crew continued to intrigue those with a penchant for the unexplained. Amateur historians and conspiracy theorists delved into the records, piecing together fragments of the truth. In 2024, a journalist named Ana Rivera decided to investigate the story for a documentary. She tracked down the surviving members of Dr. Hart's team, coaxing them into revealing what really happened on that fateful expedition. Their accounts were chilling, confirming the existence of the Ice Kraken and the harrowing events that had unfolded on the ice. Anna's footage became a sensation, reigniting interest in the lost ship and its eerie legend. The film raised questions about what else might be lurking in the unexplored depths of Antarctica, hidden beneath its vast ice sheets. Chapter 9, Return to the Ice. Inspired by Anna's documentary, a new expedition was organized to return to the site of the San Telmo. Led by Dr. Hart, now retired but still driven by a need for answers, the team included seasoned researchers and cutting-edge technology. They were determined to uncover the truth about the Ice Kraken and the fate of the crew. As the expedition set out, the world watched with bated breath. The icy waters of Antarctica held many secrets, and the mystery of the San Telmo was just one of them. The team hoped to shed light on what had happened 2 centuries earlier and perhaps finally put to rest the ghostly legacy of the Ice Kraken. Chapter 10, Confronting the Beast. The new expedition reached the bay where the San Telmo lay entombed in ice. Using advanced equipment, they mapped the area and monitored for any signs of the creature. The atmosphere was tense, every creak of the ice and splash of water heightening their sense of unease. One night, as the team camped near the wreck, they heard a deep, resonant sound echoing through the ice. The ground trembled, and a sense of impending doom filled the air. The Ice Kraken had returned. Armed with sonar and underwater drones, the team prepared to confront the beast. They lowered the drones into the icy water, capturing footage of the creature for the first time. The Ice Kraken was massive, its tentacles stretching out like dark shadows beneath the ice. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent intelligence, and it moved with a grace that belied its size. As the creature approached the drones, the team watched in awe and fear. The Ice Kraken seemed to be investigating the intruders, its curiosity mingled with a predatory instinct. Dr. Hart knew that they had to act quickly if they were to survive and capture the evidence they needed. Chapter 11, The Final Stand. The team devised a plan to drive the Ice Kraken away from the camp. Using underwater explosives, they hoped to create enough noise and disruption to scare the creature off. It was a risky strategy, but they had no other choice. As the explosives detonated, the ice shook violently, and the water churned with fury. The Ice Kraken thrashed in the water, its tentacles lashing out in anger. The team watched from a safe distance, hoping that their plan would work. For a tense few moments, it seemed as if the creature would attack, but then slowly, it began to retreat, disappearing into the depths of the ice. The team breathed a collective sigh of relief, knowing that they had narrowly escaped disaster. With the creature gone, they quickly gathered their equipment and prepared to leave. They had captured enough footage to prove the existence of the Ice Kraken, and they had no desire to linger. Chapter 12, The Revelation. Upon their departure, while waiting for the evacuation helicopter, a member of Dr. Hart's crew noticed something strange. When reviewing the camera reels, all of them had mysterious recorded emptiness or malfunctioned. Upon returning to the mainland, the lack of proof combined with the obvious amount of time and money spent on the expedition lead other scientists to lose faith in Dr. Hart. This led to a deep depression that never really subsided. The legacy of the San Telmo lived on, a testament to the enduring mysteries of the natural world. The Ice Kraken, once a legend whispered by sailors, was now a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that even in the modern age there are still wonders and terrors waiting to be discovered. Epilogue, The Frozen Abyss. The new expedition returned with tales of the Ice Kraken, and their accounts sent shockwaves through the scientific community. But the revelations came at a high cost. Dr. Hart and the remaining team members did not live long to enjoy their fame. Each was haunted by the horrors they had witnessed, their minds tormented by visions of the creature. Dr. Hart, unable to escape the relentless nightmares or depression, disappeared one cold winter night, leaving behind only a note that read, "The Kraken calls." His body was never found. The remaining team members succumbed to their own demons, driven mad by the terror of their memories. As the world marveled at the discovery, Antarctica remained a place of untamed beauty and hidden dangers. The Ice Kraken, a creature of myth and nightmare, continued to dwell beneath the ice, a guardian of the frozen abyss. And though the story of the San Telmo had been told, the icy continent still held countless secrets waiting for those brave enough to seek them out. The legacy of the San Telmo was more than just a tale of a lost ship and a monstrous creature. It was a story of human resilience, the quest for knowledge and the enduring allure of the unknown. But it was also a stark reminder that some secrets are best left buried, and some mysteries too dangerous to uncover. The frozen shadows of Antarctica claimed all who dared to venture into their depths, leaving behind only echoes of their passing in the cold, silent ice. Are you brave enough to visit the remains of the San Telmo? Like, subscribe, and comment for more spine-chilling mysteries.